Algebra 2 people. Section 9.2. We are going to start with rational functions. All that really means, it says functions here, but it really means factoring and fractions. It's your two favorite F words, I'm sure. Factoring. Yes, that thing that I swear I told you forever ago was going to be one of the more important things you learn in first semester. Here it is, and here's why. If you can't factor, you can't do any of the stuff we're going to do the next week and a half. What we're going to do is we're going to cancel common factors inside of our um, fractions. So it's kind of like if you have, I don't know, 2 times 3 on top and a 2 on the bottom. 2 and 2 cancels each other and just leaves the 3. That's what we're going to be doing, except now instead of just 2 times 3, it's parenthesis groups. If they're in parentheses, then awesome. We can cancel things because what's really in between here is a multiply. So if I got x plus 1 and x plus 1, they're parenthesis groups. We can cross those out, and that leaves us with our x minus 8 on top and our x plus 2 on the bottom. All is well. So same thing here. What do we got that's in common? Well, x over minus 3 and x minus 3. And then we got x minus 5 both. So what's left? Well, there's always that imaginary 1 in front, right? 1 times 1, so that's just 1. That's the same case. Everything disappearing is like a 2 over 2. What really happens is the 2's cancel each other and just leave 1. It's the same idea. Alright, so now here you cannot just go and just cross out 20s. You can't just go crossing out some x's. We cannot do that because what's inside here is a plus sign. These are not products. They're not multiplied together. They're added. So we have to factor. And this goes back to, hey, what do a 20 and 12 both have in common? I hope you're thinking, oh, that's 4. Well, they both got an x on there, so I'm going to write 4x out here. 4 times what makes the 20 is going to be 5, and I need my x times x to make x squared. And 4 times 3 is going to make the 12. My bottom is still going to be 20x, and that's fine. So what do I get to cancel? My x here and my x here is going to cancel, and then 4 over 20 is going to leave me with 1 over 5. So my simplified fraction now is 5x plus 3 over 5. Not so bad, not so bad. Alright, now here I'm going to want to factor both top and bottom because I've got minus signs on top and bottom. They are not easy, simplified factors of each other. So what do 5 and 30 have in common is 5. X minus 5 times 6 is going to make the 30. And here 4 in common. X minus, again, 6. Hey, look at that. That's great. So x minus 6 and x minus 6 is going to cancel, and we're left with just 5 over 4. Not bad, not bad. When you're factoring things, you should be finding that stuff starts to match up a little bit. Alright, what do negative 12 and negative 12 have in common? I hope you think negative 12. So factor it out. That makes x plus y, since I kind of took that negative sign out front here, over x plus y. Now this is where I'm going to want to kind of put parentheses around this so I know this whole thing is one little group here, and now I can cancel those and it just leaves my negative 12. Yay, see, he's like he's winking at you. It's kind of ugly though. Oh well. It's been a really long week, I swear. So 9x squared here and 27x cubed. First thought should be 9 goes into 27, so I'm going to take out a 9. They both got x's, and I'm going to go with the smaller power, so that's x squared. Multiply that now. 9x squared times what is this? Well, that's just going to be 1 plus, and here we need a 3x. 9x squared times 3x makes that. What do they have in common on the bottom? A 5 and an x. And that's also going to be 1 plus 3x. So who gets to cancel? My parenthesis groups are going to cancel. My x on the bottom is going to cancel the squared. Remember, our x squared is kind of like xx, and then the x on the bottom is like that. So they cancel and just leave 1. So I'm just going to cross out the exponent here. So we get 9x over 5 as our final answer. I bet you're looking at the rest of these problems and thinking, man, this is going to be fun. I can't wait. Alright, our top. Anything in common here? No. So I'm going to write 2x plus 3. My bottom. Oh, Lord. 10, 19, and 6. They don't have something I can factor out. And this isn't an easy one where 6, what multiplies to 6 that adds up to 19. So we need to do a little bit of your favorite AC method from way back in the day. 10 times 6 makes 60. So it's multiplying to 60. That's going to make my 19. I hope you're thinking that's 15 and 4. So I'm going to split my 19x into 15 and 4. Let's erase that. In fact, trickily, I didn't even erase it. I just used the white marker. That was weird. Okay, so my 19x is going to split into 15x plus 4x. My plus 6 is going to come down here, and my 10x squared is going to come down here as well. Plus. Alright, now we're factoring by parts. 10 and 15 both got a 5 in common, and they both have an x that I totally didn't forget. I promise. And it's going to be 2x plus 3 here. Now we got 4 and 6 is going to have a plus because they're both positive, and a 2 in common to give me 2x plus 3 as well. So 2x plus 3 is my first factor because the parenthesis groups are the same, and my 5x and my plus 2 is going to make my other factor. All that work just to change our bottom to 2x plus 3. Oh man, aren't you excited? Yes, that whole problem that we used to do is now just to get us a simplified bottom so that we can put parentheses around this guy and cancel the whole thing, which makes 1 over 5x plus 2 as our final answer. Fun! I know, you were like, man, why do we need to know AC method? So that we can simplify these big ugly fractions. Why are we doing this? I don't really know. It's because we have to. Fractions need to be simplified. Alright, so at the top, AC method, since these are both just 1's in front, we're looking at what multiplies to 8 that adds up to 6. That's x plus 4 and x plus 2. What multiplies to 16 that adds up to 10. X plus, what is that, 8? And x plus 2. 2 times 8 makes 16, and 2 plus 8 makes 10. If the factoring stuff is confusing you, that's because you didn't learn it before, you forgot, and now it's going to ruin your life. X plus 2 on top and bottom goes away, so I'm left with x plus 4 over x plus 8. I'm really enjoying this nice little blue color today. It's kind of pretty. Alright, top. Anything in common up here? What do they got going on? Well, they both got a 3 in common, and they both have an x, so I'm going to put that there. It's going to leave me with x squared minus 9. Bottom here, definitely everybody's got an x, so that's going to be x squared minus 2x minus 15. Now nothing's canceling, so we're going to do more work. This is our difference of squares pattern. That would be that thing that we talked about forever ago and said, hey, if you remember this pattern, it will help you a lot. Well, that's now. What multiplies to 9? Well, it's the perfect square of 3, so it's going to be an x plus 3, x minus 3. So that's my top. My bottom, what's multiplying to 15 but subtracting to make a 2? That's what my new factors are going to be. I hope we're thinking that's x minus 5 and x plus 3. Alright. So who's canceling? All that work just to get rid of that there. And we've got an x on top of an x here. So that leaves us with 3. And this factor, x minus 3 over x minus 5. Fun answers. Good times. Example 10. Look at that. We're almost done already. And you thought this was going to be scary. Alright, our top part here, what's they all got in common? They got an x. So I'm going to drop my powers down. X squared minus 2x minus 8. Bottom here, again, they've got an x in common. They also have a 2. So I'm going to write a 2x on the outside. That's going to be x squared minus half of 32 is 16. Oh, that's nice. I'm already thinking difference of squares there. Perfect square happened. Alright, so my top, I'm going to write my x and my parentheses, what multiplies to the 8 that subtracts the 2. X minus 4, x plus 2. 2x on the bottom here. 16 is my other perfect square, so I'm going to go with x plus 4, x minus 4. Now that everything is all multiplied out, I can start canceling my x's here and my x minus 4 here. X plus 2 is left on top. I've got a 2 and an x plus 4 on the bottom. Hey, and you are now factoring inside of your fractions and simplifying. Alright, good luck with that. Make some good choices, and we'll hopefully see you back in class.